All right, welcome everybody to session 25 of our Dragon of Icespire Peak stuff. It is St. Patrick's Day, which matters basically zero to me, but hopefully everybody else had a good holiday. And
Wait, is
what?
today it's St. Patrick's Day, isn't
St.
it?
Patty, yep.
Uh,
Last session we had about 8 minutes left on Shield of Faith for Sarissa and Adon's summoning for 8 minutes as well. Y'all found some sturges in a kind of bedroom fireplace, and Rio has summoned his first dragonfly buddy, which I believe should I think you guys have spent enough time after that where, yeah, I think dragonfly was. It's an hour. Is it an hour, Rio? On your summon, you're muted. I think you're muted hardware, not on Discord.
You talking about Find Familiar?
I don't think that's what he summoned. I think he did summon Beast.
Oh.
So, Bart, I believe your mute is happening somewhere on your headset or your microphone rather than Discord. Weird.
Yeah, Summon Beast is 1 hour.
For this headset, I'd have no way to mute it aside from just Discord. But
How about now?
there we go. Alright, so Summon Beast lasts an hour, so yeah, the Dragonfly buddy is gone. I cannot remember what the buddy's name was. You guys explored some doors. Buzz, great. I love it. Okay, I remember that, yeah. Explored some doors and hallways. You found a secret door behind a fireplace where there was a locked iron chest. Y'all dragged it out of Axholm. Eventually, it was opened somehow. I actually don't have the note for that. It's fine though. You guys. Oh! It was opened because Adon, with his perception, while you were walking through Axholm the first time, saw the ring that was on one of the fingers of the ghoul, like the king ghoul, the head ghoul, that you defeated the previous day, I believe. Inside the chest that was opened with the ring were the gauntlets of ogre strength, which I believe you identified and were given to Sarissa for now, possibly permanently, and the dread helm, which is currently unclaimed. You guys meditated because Shadows told us what the rules of identifying actually were.
and didn't we decide to not mess with the helm because we couldn't identify or whatever two items? So we did the gauntlets and left the helm to be dealt with later.
Yeah, so you guys had Adon summoned again, but this time with Augury as one of his spells, and he only used it on the gauntlets because it has an increased chance to fail when used twice in one day. And you found out that gauntlets would not cause quote-unquote bad stuff if put on. Adon played with the kittens during his remaining time. Bugdog has asked to join you guys the next time you go into Axholm. I believe he has a tentative yes from you for that. And you guys have completed a long rest. As a quick aside, I don't know how much to. I'm a new DM, so I don't know how much to give as far as like behind the scenes stuff. So, what I will say is that I think that I've been not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I think I've been pretty generous in the fact that I believe Bugdog has basically spent with the kittens 2 days out in the open by himself for a large portion of each day on plains, like large stretches of grass, with a dragon that you guys have encountered that tends to hunt. I have not rolled for that stuff at all to see if the dragon just happened upon a solo ogre, but it might behoove you to think about that going forward. Is Bugdog safer with you, even if you're delving into a dungeon like Axholm, or is he safer on his own, camping on grassy plains, like out to be seen and eaten by a dragon, maybe? I haven't rolled for that at all, because I'm not an asshole, but I think it should maybe have been rolled for? Anyway. I thought about that today, and I just felt like sharing it, because it was an interesting thought. So, long rest has been had. It's morning of day whatever. What you doing?
Sarissa, you gonna put those gauntlets on? I'll make you really strong.
Oh, I've already donned them attuned. In fact, I slept with them on. They're extremely comfortable.
Nice.
So hold on. Sarissa is attempting to plug in her computer, which is
Yes.
a magical mystical item. You have no idea what it is. It is special paladin gear that I must get to work properly.
Yeah, no computer? What? No. What?
It's like a magic sky daddy that it knows all, sees all, but continually gives you bad information if you're not paying attention.
Sky Daddy, holy shit. Take reluctant fucking what's it called? Inspiration, because I've never heard that before, but it's
Thank you very much.
funny as
Thank
fuck.
You. Sky daddy.
You got me there.
I'm listening. Like I said, I'm trying to get everything plugged in.
So I'm sorry. What time of day is it?
Morning after a long rest.
Morning after a long rest, and we ate a hero's feast, or not a hero's feast, but we ate a yummy breakfast. Did that happen last session?
I think we're planning on it. And isn't Bugdog coming along with us also with the plan that he cuts and runs if it's looking too sketchy?
I have in the notes that he received a tentative yes when he asked you to join. So it's up to you guys how you want to proceed with that. He would.
That's fine. I don't know that he's going to be able to fit through some of these doors, but yeah, he can come.
That's a good question for me.
Yeah, so we should go back in and search the rest of these hallways. See if we can find any more treasure. But I will.
Yeah.
If we didn't have our invigorating meal, then I gotta fix my stats.
I mean,
Yeah, so
if y'all say you want to have an invigorating breakfast, then...
Yeah, and what is that Hero's Feast breakfast again? What do we get?
Hero's Feast is entirely different.
Yeah, Hero's Feast is something different, but this is our own thing that Riley allowed us to do.
Homebrew, yeah.
Okay, what do we get from it again?
Your choice of +1 modifier to any stat.
Oh, that's right. Sweet.
I believe you've been going charisma for your... No, you've been going strength, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think I was doing
Neil's done
strength.
charisma. And I think Rio tends to vacillate between dex and wisdom, but I'm not sure.
Oops, sorry, I accidentally rolled.
Oh shit! What'd you roll? Are you dead now?
Yeah, no, it just I was trying to do something and I hit the little rolly
Strength check of 12 means you're dead. I'm sorry.
button. Right?
It's crazy.
I need to find my pen. I've had a rough morning. Good lord. Okay. Strength. So
Yeah, make sure you apply your +1 mod to what you want it to be. Make sure you remove it from what you may have done it as before.
yeah, and the gauntlets give me what again?
I think just straight up 19 strength.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay. And rather than mess with my
It's already it already did it. I can as soon as
Yeah.
you attune to it, I can already you've already got it. So.
Yeah, as long as you
and
clicked
rather
it.
than mess with my stats, I just write +1 on my notes and I keep track of that
Okay.
for when I roll. Otherwise, I forget and I don't want to cheat. So hold on,
I'm fine with that. Whatever works for you. Ceilings in here are 15 feet high. So Bugdog is fine with those. The doors probably pretty closely match the ceiling height. What doesn't really say here. So we'll assume they go up within a foot or two, at most of the ceiling. He might have to duck, but he'll be fine. He ain't fitting through any arrow slits.
that was my thing. Is like, how are we gonna get? We can get Bugdog into the main places, but he's just gonna have to chill.
Well,
and wait for us.
None of you except for Neil fit through the arrow slits. So
yeah,
anywhere you guys have gone that's not just Neil only, he'll fit. Technically, and maybe going into it this time, there are no light sources aside from what is open, like what you create with a bonfire or the light that's streaming in through like the front-facing windows or arrow slits, technically, but they illuminate enough to make it, yeah. So anybody who does not have dark vision would be mostly blind in most of these corridors and rooms. I think we've talked about that. I think there was a torch or some other source of light, but
yeah, I've got a bullseye lantern.
Yeah,
that we were using.
I remember that.
I have to mark off like a flask of oil if I want to fill it and light it.
Most basic adventure kits, I think, come with like 5 torches or 10 torches also. So.
But yeah, torch is fine as well. Like the only
they're cheap.
The cool thing about the bullseye lantern is it was a directional. It's directional.
Yeah.
And if you want to like close the little like door on it to
yeah,
to make it go black for a minute and then open it back up, you can kind of do that. But
okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine with just torches at the moment.
Whatever y'all want to use, let's just keep that in mind going forward. I do still want to mess around with like Foundry at some point in time, maybe, or either Foundry or Roll20, whichever makes the most sense.
Foundry. I think Foundry.
My bias against Roll20, I've never actually used it. It comes from the Gilded Troll and them having a strong bias against it, but I've never had any problem with it because I've never used it. And Neil has used it, I believe, a lot.
John, that's the one that Darren used, right? The Roll20.
You're muted.
You're muted again, bud.
That's right. The other one requires much more computer power.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember when we played with this DM called Andy, I had to get this computer I have now because the graphics card in my computer, it just couldn't do Foundry. It didn't have the capabilities.
True. My laptop couldn't either, I suppose. That's a good point.
But it didn't take much because like this ThinkPad I have is just a very basic computer and it works just fine. To be fair, the laptop that I had was 6 years old, so it probably couldn't run Google at this point.
I'll look into Roll20 again to see how much it costs, but
yeah, I liked Foundry. I was super impressed with Foundry.
yeah. But you said Foundry had those problems with your laptop. It had problems with my laptop. It had problems with yours too, right?
The problem with,
like I said, I was using an extremely outdated. Now that I have this Lenovo ThinkPad, zero problems. It works like a charm.
the problem with Foundry is not only computing power but screen resolution. If you don't have a big enough screen size in pixels,
that was my problem, John. It's the screen resolution. It will refuse to run. You have to have X screen resolution.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't hurt to spend at least 1 month on a subscription to Roll20. I mean, yeah. All right. So you all know Bugdog would probably not have a lot of issues going wherever most of you, save the small Neil, would go. And then you know the light situation. There's also there's so much to read here, man. There's been a foul stench in the entirety of Axholm, like kind of lingering. It has become stronger when you approach like resident ghouls like that are living there, but I would say that the strength of the stench would probably only be noticeably stronger when approaching 3 or more ghouls. So like, because they have mostly been in a bunch of different sections and responding to sound as you move through it, that hasn't really been an issue yet. And then what are your passive perceptions just one more time, please?
18.
Passive perception. Mine says 10. Am I looking in the right place?
Probably. If you don't have proficiency in it, and then you're not a wisdom class like a ranger.
Yeah, it's off on the left side of my screen. The second one down. Senses. Passive.
I'm kind of surprised by Neil's 15, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm trained in perception.
Gotcha.
And I rolled my stats and all my stats are good.
Oh yeah, cool. I like it. All right, so sorry. It's morning. You've had your breakfast. Hopefully since hunting is a little bit difficult on an open plain, not impossible, but yeah. Anyway, what you guys doing?
Well, let's go explore the rest of this fortress. There's got to be more treasure. I mean,
at some point, we'll run out of treasure. That's inevitable.
We did find the gauntlets and the helm. That's pretty cool, but you know, we haven't opened every door, so I say we go back in and open some doors.
Okay.
Who's with me?
Yes, Neil, I'm definitely with you.
One thing I think that I should give to you based on the whole stench thing we've just talked about. Let me port you guys over to the upper map. If I can find it. Alright, so as you were getting into the... let me just make sure I can see what you guys can see with fog. Okay, good. As you guys were in this area, hopefully you can see my little dot circling the area, with the stairs leading downward.
Yeah.
That whole, like, ghoul stench got stronger the closer you were to this staircase opening.
And this goes down?
Downward stairs, yes.
Okay, and let's see, where are we at again? I'm trying to...
Well, you guys are currently outside of Axholm, but I just wanted to...
Oh, what we sensed before.
You would have sensed this before, yes.
Okay.
Let me pop back over to Axholm lower.
So we're on this. So when we were on the second floor, off to our to the east.
Yep.
Would have been stairs we saw which went down, and we would have smelled yucky stuff.
The stench that's permeated this entire place the whole time that I've not talked about would have been stronger near the stairs, yeah. So, where we going? What we exploring?
Well, who's got the torch? We're gonna need torch. Somebody light a torch.
Right. Larissa's currently messing with her hair, so if others could please take the lead while she gets her hair and nails in perfect, that would be fabulous.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll take the lead, but somebody's gonna hand me a torch. I don't have any torches. Does anybody have a torch they can give
I
to me?
pull one out of my pack and hand it to you.
Okay, cool. I'm just
Rio's like a walking store.
It's
All
a
right.
ranger thing.
All right, everybody, follow me.
If Sarissa would be following Neil, but she's currently messing with her hair, if you want to like group the two of you together, I mean, as long as Sarissa would agree to it.
Sure. I'll group us together. You wanna follow behind me.
As far as okay, there it is. As far as exploration goes, you in this westerly direction, westward, you would know that there's a door here, a door here, a door here, a door here that have not been opened or explored. I don't think you guys have gone to the east at all in this lower section. So you have one door here. And I think that through the arrow slits, you would see there's a corridor beyond the arrow slits, but you haven't really explored anything in that direction.
And you did bring up that we know there's like a collapsed wall / hallway back that direction. We noticed that.
Like this thing right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have seen that through the arrow slits, yeah.
Yeah, and that was upstairs too. You know, it's like collapsed all the way through from upstairs.
I think Neil would have seen the door here, but I don't know why I have the exposed corridor here, but whatever.
Yeah, that,
I would surmise there's something terrible down those stairs or behind that collapsed wall. Because, of course.
well, come on, let's just go. Let's go into the main and let's go explore everything to the west first.
Oh, excellent idea. Stay away from the bad, smelly things until we're ready. We
Well,
could completely empty this place of anything of value before we go after whatever it is that we're going to end up fighting.
okay, sounds good. Come on, Bugdog. Bugdog follows us as well.
Yeah, whoever you think, like if you want to give him more specific directions, great. But I would assume he's just kind of mostly following Sarissa.
Yeah, he's following us, and like he has the general, like if the fighting gets hairy and he takes, what would be considered, a serious hit or some damage, he's to just get the fuck out of Dodge.
Okay.
Save the kitties. Save the kitties.
Okay, come on, guys. Let's go over here and open these doors out here.
Ooh, right. Sarissa's still dicking around with her hair and her horns.
All right, so let's just assume that Sarissa, Bugdog, and Rio are more or less, unless anybody wants to tell me otherwise, following wherever Neil's token is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens when I go up this corridor here?
Just be very careful, Neil. We don't want you to hurt.
Let me just mess around with some shadows here. Cutting tool, rectangle, there we go. You just have the rest of the corridor exposed and with a door up here, which you can pretty well surmise would lead to, where you've been before.
Okay, that's it. It just leads to that door up there.
Yep,
Okay.
with all the ballista and shit.
Okay. And then, so how about this door right here? Can I listen at this door?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
11.
You hear nada through the door.
Okay. All right. I open the door.
All right. Shadow with the thing and the stuff and the thing and the stuff. When the door is opened, you see what looks like it was possibly an armory. You see like a bunch of racks that could have held weapons and armor. Everything's gone. Just the racks remain. They're made of stone. There are wooden mannequins upon which you could maybe surmise armor once hung, and iron hooks in the walls that once bore shields.
This was the armory.
And they're all dwarf size, I'm assuming, not full size.
Sure.
There's nothing left.
Why is there a little fire icon?
I don't know. They must have got dragged. Here, I'll just delete it.
It's like,
Got drug out there.
okay.
Yeah, there's nothing of value in here.
Nope.
All right, so I'll tell everybody that it's the old armory, but there's nothing of value in there. I mean, we can come back if we get stuck, but let's keep going. Let's go over here and open these doors. Well, and then Neil goes over and listens at the door, this door that we haven't.
Have most doors been this boring for you guys?
Well, we killed some undead and some
Ooh.
blood-sucking bats, but
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any other threats left.
Okay. Listening to that door, perception check.
But if you want, you can smash the doors down, Bugdog.
I can smash door.
Yeah, yeah. You want to smash this one down? You got a 12.
12, same basic thing. Let me make sure.
Only a
Nothing.
26.
Are you listening at the door?
Ooh.
Okay. Even with the 26, y'all don't hear nothing.
All right, Neil backs up a couple spaces and said, "Bugdog, smash it down."
Okay. Let me roll for that, because that's what we do here in D&D. Oh, that's not good. What's it like? It's a 3 plus probably like 4 or 5. I don't have his stats, but I can't imagine it's above 10 or 8. So what Bugdog does is he falters just a tiny bit in his swing with whatever, like he's probably using like that big great club. He hits like so close to the hinges that it would take a whole lot more strength / damage of a swing to knock the door open than it would if it was closer to the other end of the fulcrum, you know? This doesn't usually happen to Bugdog. Kind of.
It happens to the best of us.
Kind of embarrassed.
You can try again.
What if it happens again?
Oh, don't worry, Bugdog. It happens to everybody. It's completely normal. Just let's keep it moving and not make this a bigger deal than it is.
Bugdog, in some weird inspiration, just rolled a natural 20 and to try the door handle. and it opens. I'm gonna do that maybe next time too. I smash enemies.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. You know, you're evolving. We're cool with that.
It's never happened to Bugdog before. All right. Do we have a torch going on?
Yes.
All right. So
I'm holding a torch.
as you are, okay, that's this one. Move yourself, please, Neil, where you believe you'd be going to inspect. As you're getting in the door, you're seeing beds, and let me these tools are sometimes annoying. Honestly, I'm just gonna do the whole thing here because there's nothing super duper special. So you're seeing beds, dozens of meager cots scattered all over the floor, a pair of fireplaces stand cold and dark, their rubble-choked chimneys rising 120 feet through the mountain. And do you believe in your inspection of this room, do you think you'd get like over to like this kind of area, or how far would you get into the room before being bored or whatever?
Neil doesn't get bored easy. He'd be wanting to look underneath the beds and in the chests or the trunks that are by each bed, and
Okay.
look at the junk on the table, and he'd be checking everything out.
All right, so yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna move you when you get about here. we have not discussed much about your magnetism affliction aside from that it can be an issue. Do you believe it would be a wisdom save or a constitution save? I'm thinking con, but I don't think it really matters. I think both would work.
It's up to your call.
Okay. Wisdom is a...
I have the same saving throw modifier either way.
Let's go con. Because it's kind of like a bodily thing.
Okay. 17.
Oh, that's a good save.
Yeah.
You, as you're approaching this area, you are feeling kind of like strange. Kind of like your thoughts are hard to totally, like, you think some weird strange thoughts for a second or two, but then you're able to shake them off. But you feel like something weird has definitely happened.
Okay. Whoa, guys, I'm feeling a little weird. There's something going on in this room.
Bugged up smash?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I mean, I don't see anything to smash, but maybe better.
Bugdog approaches this table and tries to smash the table. With a fucking 1. What are these rolls, dude? He hits with his great club, like, right onto where one of the legs meets the tabletop. So, like, that's one of the sturdiest parts. And maybe he's, like, kind of trepidatious about it because of the door. So it's just like, thunk. I don't know what's happening to me.
Me neither. It's something's wrong here. Something's very wrong. Maybe we should get out of here. Neil just started.
Yes.
He just leaves the room.
Yes,
Okay.
I completely agree.
No, let's try this door instead. I got a bad feeling in that other room.
Alright, do you want to listen or open?
Listen.
You're already making the check. Alright, once again, you hear nothing. Kind of quiet.
Okay. Alright, let's try this one, guys. Bugdog, you want to open it?
He approaches shyly and just uses the handle. And it opens.
Sarissa makes it a point to be like, well done, Bugdog. I'm most impressed with your ingenuity and your forethought.
For some reason, I feel patronized. I don't know what that word is, but I feel it.
No. It's for an ogre. This is most impressive.
And beyond, as Bugdog steps out of the way for a second, you see tattered wool curtains that conceal 3 neglected privies, each with a wooden bench set against the back wall.
Is the smell in this room different than the smell from the western stairs?
We could. So, the way this place is set up, I'm not entirely sure how far the smell of poop goes. Like, if these are dug super deep.
Well, are they?
They're toilets.
Dug? Are they like the what is it, the garden robes or whatever that hung out over the side? Like, like what kind are they?
They're wooden. So, have you guys seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm saying as far as the pit, do they go into an enclosed pit, or do they fall down outside of the castle into more of an open air? because a lot of times they would just have almost like a garage with no doors built into the side of the castle, so you could just physically walk in and clean them. Is it an actual pit? Is it open air where it just falls out on the outside of the castle and just piles up like, you know, what would be the moat? There's
allow me to answer after that ridiculously long question. From what I have been able to read, these are dwarves. They would probably not want to have a strong stench of poop. But it doesn't really say anything about how the poop is handled once it falls. I'm pretty sure there's a really long shaft leading into some underground... I don't know. Maybe they found an underground stream to wash away. I don't know. I don't think you might smell some remnants of poop, but is it stronger than the overwhelming smell of ghouls everywhere? I don't know. But that's it. You found some privies.
Okay. Well, nothing here. Let's go south. I'll go over and listen at the next door.
Perceive.
I get an 8.
Still not hearing anything. Wait, hold on. Yeah, nothing.
Well, this might be more bedrooms. Should we check it out?
Yep.
All right. Neil opens the door.
All right. Let me do the thing with the stiff. Are there any? No. Okay. Cool. You see a room with a couple anvils. These guys that are standing before 2 blackened hearths. The anvils are a bit rusty, so these are the hearths. There's a fireplace. It doesn't really show it on here, so I'm not... I guess the hearth is the fireplace that it's talking about? That's weird. There's also a chimney going up, up, and up from one of these, or I don't know. That's about it. You see a door down here also.
Okay, so or heck, you know what? I'm gonna check for. I'm gonna look around for like secret doors, like trap doors in this floor, or other doors that are unseen, or places to hide stuff.
I believe that would be an investigation check.
Okay.
You were ready for it.
13.
You find nothing special in this room. Unless you believe big old anvils are special.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going. Now come over here to this door and take a listen. 19.
Still hearing nothing. It's very quiet down here.
All right, guys. Watch my back. Yeah, Neil opens the door here.
Secret.
Carissa has an action ready that if something attacks Neil, she's going to react.
Inside this room, you find the dwarven armor smiths and weaponsmiths have stored their tools here, which still hang from hooks along the walls. They are a tiny bit rusty, but Not bad looking.
Okay, well, I guess if we needed to repair some armor, we just have to
So,
stoke these fires.
so is there anything in here that looks like it might be worth money? Should we haul it back to town and sell it?
You're asking me or Neil?
The DM. With our knowledge of what is sellable and what is worth salvaging, is there anything in here that looks like it might be worthwhile to load up, bring back to town, and sell?
They look like very serviceable and usable forging tools or shaping, weaponsmithing or armor smithing tools. Let's say like 3 sets of each.
Yeah.
So billows, hammers, tongs.
Perhaps we should have Bugdog bring these back to our camp and set them up. He could set about pulling, or at least carry them out to the main hole so we can take them with us when we leave. We could sell them.
Yeah, maybe the blacksmith might want them.
Oh, exactly. And perhaps if we brought him these things, he might give us a discount on Bugdog's armor we're attempting to have fashioned.
So anybody...
I can't remember if we did commission that, or I think
No,
we didn't, because we didn't have enough money. Or
we didn't have the money, but so I'm thinking if we bring them in, have them appraise or assess, and see how much of a discount, if we throw these in, which perhaps maybe he can sell, and I don't know if they're dwarf made gives them more value, but you can have these, you can sell or whatever. How much will that knock off the price? And if he's not interested, then we'll find somebody else.
So whomever adds them to their inventory, just make sure you're writing 3 sets of dwarven smithing tools from Axholm.
Okay, so I'll add them to mine just so it's
Yeah.
3 sets
Dwarven smithing tools from Axholm.
dwarf
I got a piece of it.
smith tools. And then I'll put, for barter with blacksmith for Bugdog armor. Yeah?
Sounds good.
God damn it. Why did it? Oh. Awesome. And it deleted it, so let me try that again. Oh, but there we go. 3 sets, dwarves, smithing tools for barter with blacksmith for Bugdog armor. Is armor ARMOUR? Or is it, because, so
No.
long story short, I grew up, the big problem was I always kind of grew up with more the European spelling of things, and then when I was in graduate school, the word program I had was pirated from my Australian postdoc roommate, so it had the Australian settings, so now I completely don't know how things are spelled. So is it
American? There is no U.
Okay, no U. Okay, because some words there are a U, so I just get really confused as to. Okay, save. So 3 sets of smith tools for barter with. Okay.
From Axholm and or mentioning them being dwarven would be nice if you want to use them in the future, so that I remember where they're from. But
yeah, I've got them underneath Axholm, and the stuff we got from the shipwrecks, and then the stuff we got from the Shrine of Savorus. I've got them all
perfecto
separated out.
So
I have 1 gold signet ring, and now 3 sets of dwarf smith tools.
So I'm gonna just open up a couple more here. So let's see. Just I believe at some point in time, Neil flying around, or you got probably mostly Neil because he's the one that can fit through here. So y'all have explored everything in this area, in these areas. Like that's it for the western wing and for the front western like ballista. You've gone up the stair. You've been upstairs, so you know that these stairs lead to that second floor spiderweb / goo trail web kind of thing.
And where downstairs all have we explored again?
So everything in this you've now fully explored. You know that there are doors over here, down at the bottomish. I think here there's a door. Here there's a door. You've gone up the stairs, so there's no doors over here that you haven't, like... Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
And we'll say... Y'all woke up around 6:30, breakfast, food, blah, 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 all done by 7. Exploration of this western wing done by 8. So we're roughly like 8 a.m.
All right, follow me. Let's go to the back.
So door here and here. This is a double door. This guy doesn't actually exist, so I'll delete him. Door here. And those are the only doors in this area. Why are there more monsters? I didn't put them there. Maybe they got moved after they were killed.
All right.
Okay.
Is everybody following me? I'll just go ahead and keep
That's
plugging away here.
still the assumption as far as I know.
Yes, Sarissa
Okay.
is hot on Neil's heels. That's sort of right.
It's close.
I'm listening at this door.
With a 23 perception, you still hear nada.
All right, then I'll go ahead and open this one.
In here, you find 2 ballistas pointing to the arrow slits that, would go along the hallway. There are 5 bolts in each ballista, if that matters to you. And the guard post in here is otherwise empty.
Does it seem as if we were to haul the ballista out and we potentially sell those? I wouldn't imagine that these are cheap or easy to make.
We could drag them back to our cabin and install them.
And that, if nothing else, we could use them like booby traps. Excellent. So we'll have Bugdog drag them out to the main hall too.
Really?
No pretend.
Wait, no, wait, pretend, wait, this is all pretend, so wait, what are we pretending?
Well, having Bugdog is like, along with the smithing tools, take the ballistas with us, so we can either sell them.
All of them?
Well, I thought there were 5?
I mean, there are 2 in this room.
Are they ballistas or ballista bolts?
Well, they're ballistas with 5 bolts each.
I vote we take all the bolts and 1 ballista.
It's a good plan.
Let me look some shit up here. How much does a ballista weigh?
Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
D&D.
Quick bio break. Be right back.
Yes, biobreak, most definitely.
How much does a ballista weigh? I'll trust Wikipedia.
I'm assuming, Bot, that Rio, that you agree that getting the ballistas, one ballista and the majority of the bolts to go back with us for either sale or personal use. And if Rio says nothing, Sarissa's going to take his silence as acquiescence. Permission. Oh, all right.
So this is a 1 talent ballista from Rome, which is like taller than I would imagine a ballista, like from Age of Empires and such. It's 57 pounds, but that seems pretty low for a fucking big wooden.
That seems right. Yeah, because the thing is ballistas, as I understand it, usually they're bolted to something, so they don't need to be overly heavy, because you're bolting them to something, which, you know.
No, from D&D5e wiki.com/siege-equipment
Okay.
ballista.
Wait, can you read that off? No, just kidding.
What's the weight on there?
Bolts. It takes an.
You're cutting out something fierce, my dude.
Is this better?
Yes. Nope. Nope. You cut out again there.
And now, is that better?
It is for now.
A ballista is a massive crossbow that takes an action to load, an action to aim, and an action to fire, doing 3d10 damage.
How much does it weigh?
This reference didn't say. Let me put the link in the chat.
Because I'm on the Wikipedia for ballista, which, you know, is as reliable as it can be, I suppose. Roman ballista could be 57 pounds, but Archimedes built one, like the heaviest one that he built was 172 pounds. I'm thinking if you are making a ballista on wheels that could, in theory, be pointed in any direction, 50 pounds just seems too light for the... Like, I would have maybe gone 80 and been okay with it. I can lift 50 pounds in one hand.
Sorry.
You're fine. We're still talking about the weight of a ballista. I'm thinking... So... These are stationary... And if you want to make it into a movable and, like, aimable ballista, you want wheels. You theoretically maybe also want the ability to change the tilt.
It would seem that ones that are... Well, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Also, if we're following D&D rules, then to load it would be an action. To aim it would be an action. To fire it would be an action. I'm not discouraging you guys from bringing this to your camp, but transporting an 80-pound ballista that many miles is going to be an undertaking. And it's not as great of a deterrent, like a defense mechanism, unless there's a shit ton of them, like this freaking Dwarven Fortress has.
Or you have a dragon. ballistas.
Firing one ballista every 3 rounds?
Eh,
For 3d10?
Well, I'll refer back to Smaug.
Yeah.
It only took one.
In the very perfect spot on him.
And Game of Thrones. Rhaegar got taken out by a ballista, so that's 2 dragons.
Is that the dragon that fell in the lake and then was...
In the ocean, yeah. They fired a ballista off Euron Greyjoy's ships because apparently Daenerys forgot about an entire fucking fleet, but anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so one dragon in that show died in the ocean. The other one... Or the second one died in a frozen lake and then was resurrected, right?
The first one got taken out by the Night King throwing like a ballista / javelin.
Yeah.
He fell into a frozen lake. The second one got taken out by a ballista that was mounted on Euron Greyjoy's ship.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember the order of operations, but yeah. Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna...
Smaug and Rhaegar both taken out by a ballista.
I'm going to rule that these are 80 pounds each. What you want to do with that information is up to you. It doesn't have to be decided now. We have more doors to explore if you want to. You got the double door down here. The single door here. What are we doing next?
Well, we just gotta keep going. Let's finish off. Let's go to the left. We got these big double doors. I'm gonna go listen over here.
Right.
19.
You still hear nada.
Okay. Should we open these big doors? Bugdog, you want to smash down these big doors?
Do you think if I do, like, it won't be as bad as last time?
Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, you could try to open them if you want.
I mean, okay. And he takes a couple like really deep breaths, like I got this, Bugdog got this. Fucking 9. Also, say his strength is +4, because ogre 19 strength sounds right to me. So 13 strength / damage roll / whatever. This time he makes a decent enough, like he hits right in the middle of the two of them. They buckle in a foot or two. There's still like some connective. This is not the right word, but connective tissue. I don't know what that looks like. I apologize, but they're not like open, but they're pretty freaking they're as close to open as could be, except for opening them, I suppose. And you see a sliver into this room.
Okay, but can we fit through, or can
you can? Yeah.
Look, guys, I'll go check it out. I'll go through with my torch.
You with your torch?
Be safe.
Sorry. You find what looks like a dining room. A carved stone dining table, 15 feet long by 5 feet wide, is flanked by equally long wooden benches. Above the table are 2 iron chandeliers. Their candles are long since melted away. North of that area is a sooty fireplace in an alcove containing a rough-hewn pit that descends a ways. I believe this is the pit they're talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate that pit.
When you look down the pit, even with a super low, yeah, even with a super low investigation, which I'm not gonna make you roll for, you see some handholds and footholds that are going up and down. I guess this has an up as well. Oh, up or no? So I think there's no up there. If you were to go up or down while in the pit, there are handholds and footholds. That's all you can see from your current.
And I can't see the bottom of it.
Not with your torch and your eyesight.
Okay, so it must be at least deeper than 20, 30 feet or so. Whoa, guys! I think I discovered something. Does it look like there's any way I can force those doors open the rest of the way?
I mean, it wouldn't take you and or Bugdog and or anybody else to force them all. Yeah. He could just barrel into them, shoulder check them.
Okay. Hey guys, check this out. There's this pit over here, and it looks like we can climb down.
Oh.
Bugdog no fit.
Yes. Does it look like perhaps we should have you go down with the sending stone and investigate rather than just jumping into this pit?
It's wide enough that you could fly down. And what we're doing, we're ruling that your flight, I think we said this last time, your flight is mechanical. So like you have to be able to flap your wings to do it. So you can hover as long as you're not like stunned or incapacitated or paralyzed or like if you somehow were added weight to yourself, like I don't know,
Right.
gravity.
Yeah, you guys want me to go down and check it out?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, we'll have the sending stone with you, so if you need to, you can contact us.
Right. Hope there's no monsters down here. And Neil will jump into the hole and fly down.
Okay. Are you flying at your normal speed or dashing?
Just normal speed. I'm holding a torch, and I've got
All right.
equipment strapped to me, and
After go ahead. Sorry.
If he was to drop a torch, does it just disappear? Like it's so deep that if he was to drop a lit torch, we don't see it, or does it hit a bottom so we can at least,
do you want to waste a torch and drop it? I mean, if you got extra torches, we can try that.
It's I'll leave it up to the group, whatever Rio and Neil think. Oh, and of course Bugdog.
Yeah. Big think here. Indubitably.
Quite right.
All right. Well, I don't hear anybody, so yeah, I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and fly down.
After
And
8.
Sarissa starts humming "Fly to the Valkyries" or "Ride of the Valkyries."
You know what's funny? The fucking Ninja Turtles one shot that I have that I've never fully gotten through with any group. I have a spot in it that is perfect for the Flight of the Valkyries. And I'm so sad I've never been able to use it.
It's funny.
I'm so sad. Anyway, after about 8 seconds, your torch light illuminates what would be the bottom of this pit. and you see animal bones, mold, other refuse that you could theoretically assume were discarded by the dwarves who lived here after and or during their meals. And that's it.
Okay, it's a trash heap. Nothing but trash. I'll just fly up. I'm not gonna investigate that.
Okay.
All right, we're being awful thorough here, but you know.
You do have a door here as well, by the way.
One never knows, though, Neil. We might come across something absolutely fabulous and very expensive. They are dwarves, after all.
Yep. All right. Well, let's check out this door down here.
Opening, listening.
Listening. 11.
You hear nothing. I know, right?
All right. I'll open the door.
Oh no. Oh gosh. Inside you find a dusty room that has all the trappings one might expect to find in a dwarven kitchen. Metal dishware, utensils, drinking mugs. There's a stone sink with a faucet. Yeah, that's it.
So, can we rifle through it and see if there's any like unique and interesting cooking gadgets that Rio might want? That not huge things, but sometimes like a tea strainer's nice to have if you don't have one or something.
That would be entirely up to either you and or Rio and what you're looking for.
Rio, are you interested in going through the drawers to see if there's any unique cooking utensil that you might be interested in taking with us? Oh no.
I don't think so.
Is there any
All
waffle
right,
irons?
Waffle irons? Sure. They're not electric, obviously, but they could be heated over a fire and... Sure, yeah.
Check out, I got this cast iron waffle mold.
Obviously, you have to be able to make waffle batter, which...
And it's just flour, water.
Yeah.
It's very basic. Oh, very nice, Neil. We should definitely bring that with us.
Rio, are you carrying flour on your person at all times? I would assume no, but I don't know for sure. You could have some back at camp, probably, but... While he's checking, there is the door here, and then there's the door over to this area. Are the only two remaining doors you have not explored.
Nope, no flour. That's back at camp.
I figured. But hey, you could take, if you want the waffle iron, you guys have it. You could have two of them if you want.
Yeah, I'll hand it to Bugdog. Be like, hold on to this too.
2 waffle
Make
irons.
yummy food with this.
Yeah, food, please. Yeah. So 2 waffle irons. I wonder if the dwarves have some way of making it so that they can be heated internally. I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe it was owned by a dwarf with the heat metal space.
Yeah, right? Heat metal would be pretty... it would cost a spell slot, obviously, but it would be pretty useful for that. Alright. 2 waffle irons in your inventory. Where we go next?
Check. All right. I suppose there's going to be more ballista over here in because there were some slits in the hallways. Let's check this one out. And Neil's feeling cavalier, so he'll just open the door.
All right. You fool. No. You find much the same. This one has some gnawed bones, torn armor fragments, and some rusty battle axes of 2 dead dwarf guards in the middle of the room.
Mm.
5 more bolts per ballista, so 10 more bolts if you wanted them. 2 more ballistas. Ballistae. I don't know how this is possible because ghouls are stupid, but the guards were supposedly trapped here by the ghouls and killed and eaten.
Okay, there's dead dwarves in here. I don't know. I'll investigate, see if I can find anything else. Secret door, maybe. I'm gonna look for secret doors.
Give me the check, yo.
16.
Nada.
Okay. Well, we could either go upstairs or we could go back to the main room and swing those doors open to the east. Stay on the ground floor or go upstairs? What do you guys think?
Finish the ground floor before going up or down.
Okay, then let's go back and check out the east doors in the main chamber here. I assume everybody follows me back to the main chamber.
That has been the assumption thus far.
I will go. Let me listen at these doors. I put my ear up to the door. 18.
Okay, let me investigate these pages, yo. With an 18, you still hear nothing.
I don't hear anything. Let's check it out.
Excellent.
I'll go ahead and try to open the doors.
Excellent. Let's see. I don't think they're locked. No, yeah, they open. And assuming you even take like 5 feet of movement inside, you would see this tunnel. You would see, well, it's the corridor that you've been seeing. You'd see a bunch of rubble with your limited sight with the torch. So let me read. You guys knew about the earthquake. There was a ceiling collapse that left this particular hall in ruins. The eastern half of the hall is strewn with debris and is difficult terrain. There is a stench here that's slightly stronger than what you've been encountering this, like, most of the time here. And you would also see this door to the south.
Okay, I'll go into the room a little more. It's like,
Okay.
Is there another egress point there to the southwest, southeast?
Based on your current position, you probably see about this far.
And the rubble, is there a tunnel that we can just climb over the rubble and continue on?
So this is, like anything here would be difficult terrain, but it's passable. You can walk or fly over it. and follow difficult terrain rules if you're walking.
Um,
Anywhere you want to move your token, I'll try to reveal another like 40 feet of vision.
okay, I'll just kind of fly forward above the rubble a little bit farther.
Okay,
See what I
let
can see.
me. The closer you get, like in this direction, the stronger that stench is, but like it's incrementally, like a little bit stronger with each eastward 5 foot block. Let me try to. Can I? Can
Is
I
it
get?
a smell we recognize? Like we've
It's the ghoul stench that gets stronger.
like there's ghouls, and then there's those stinky ones, the ghasts that have like a really strong stink.
I don't think there's any distinction in this book in regards to different types of ghouls having stronger stenches. So
Does anybody else? Okay, so in this one, but does anybody else know what I'm talking about? Like, there's a certain kind of ghoul that stinks worse, or no? I'm completely smoking crack today. Darn it.
in D&D entirely?
Yeah, like
I don't
isn't
know.
there? It just seems like in my little brain there is a certain kind of ghoul that like stinks extra. I thought it was a gas, but maybe I am wrong.
I think that's yeah. I think that's what you're thinking about.
There probably could
Okay.
be.
And is a gas classified as a ghoul, or it's something completely different?
I've that's a I don't
We don't know. Okay.
if
I'm just
there
like I said.
there could be ghouls in D&D that exist that are stinkier than other ghouls. I just don't. I have no idea.
Yeah,
You've
Okay,
because it
well,
says right for a ghast, it says stench. Any creature
Oh, a
whose thoughts
ghast.
occur
Like
within 5 feet of the ghast must make a Constitution save or be poisoned until because I guess it stinks.
like GHAST gassed?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. You guys have not
yeah,
encountered those thus far, so far, and
yeah.
I mean, as ghouls have approached you, the smell has been worse than when they're further from you, and that's what you're dealing with thus far, so far.
Okay, so it's not like some extra special. What the fuck is that smell? It's more like,
No,
oh, it stinks like ghouls.
correcto.
Okay.
Neil,
Okay, so yeah, I'll fly back and be like, hey guys, I'm smelling some stinky ghouls up ahead.
Oh, so many bad jokes, but no. Oh, all right. Excellent, Neil. So, question: do we lure them out one at a time? Does it look like they're blocked behind this collapsed wall, like they can't get through?
Well, it looks like there's like some sort of tunnel system up ahead.
Oh, so rather than deal with ghouls, should we just collapse the tunnel and technically that would clear the area of them and we could warn the town people. Say, by the way, you might not want to dig out that tunnel system.
Yeah, that's one way of dealing with it.
No, 6 of this, half dozen of the other. What do you think, Rick?
Collapse the tunnel means we don't get to find out if there's loot down there.
Forever the quintessential Ranger Rio. Gold. I'm all right with whatever. Is that? Do you think there's some way we could lure the ghoul out, so we could deal with them, on our terms?
This is where that ballista might be handy.
Oh.
Number one pops out his head out of the hole, kabang. Number two,
that
lather, rinse, repeat.
that might be an idea is to get a couple of ballistas here set up and then do something to, and worst case, we could even send somebody down into the tunnel to lure them towards us. Sort of like, you know, and then kill them as they, not like they're overly intelligent and will see the trap.
Good job. That is a cool idea.
Yeah, if we can get them to chase us.
And since you're going to be out next
Yes.
week, I thought I would
I think we should do that. Get the ballistas set up. We could set up a few of them so we could fire them off in quick succession. And while we're firing the second, third, or fourth one, we could be reloading the other ones so it doesn't slow us down. We have all the time in the world to get them set up and get a pile of ballistas. And if all the noise we've made right now hasn't brought them out to attack us, we probably can, we have time to get things set up.
There's some already set up up here.
Yes,
pointing,
we can.
pointing in this corridor. So like if we could get them to chase us down this corridor, you could fire them through the corridor.
Yeah, we could have, several ballistas set up. We could have one here, another one set up here further back, another one here further back. So, but they all, they don't interfere with each other, but they all face in towards the door. And anybody coming through the door will be shot, more likely.
Sounds good.
So we should probably get the ballistas set up and perhaps even set up a second row in case we get overwhelmed. Many come out the door. We could have a fallback position with even more ballistas. In fact, we could even perhaps go up above the balcony. Above. So we
that's
have
right. Is that above where? That's right. That's above where we are right now, right?
Yeah, so we could potentially have them shooting straight down or have them facing out into the room. So if the ghouls get out into the room, we have
I can fly. I can fly up there. If you guys were up on the balcony, and then I could lure them into this room, then I could fly up there, and then they wouldn't be able to touch us.
Yes, we could do that. We could start out shooting them down this hallway from out here. And then if we get a fair few, we could retreat. I can misty step up there and we could get them, we could block off, so we get them into this area and just get them off the best we can. It's a thought.
You're a tactical genius.
Yes, I just don't want to break a nail. I'm a paladin, but I'm a girl first. So, what do you think, Rio? It would be an easy way, and we could even almost be like a sport for us.
Maybe we could ask Bugdog to haul the ballista over to point at the entrance. Bugdog, do you feel up to that?
Get a few ballistas down here, and we could get them all set up. So we have, like I said, we could be reloading them. Well, we have one that's in fire ready. Get a one or two up on the balcony.
Yep, that would work. But Bugdog, yep for that.
Is there only the balcony above us? Is there a corresponding balcony over here on the second level on the other side, or is there just a balcony up above here?
You have above where Sarissa's token is right now is a balcony. Okay. Only on the north and south walls here there are arrow slits you can see on the second level. Okay. But you did not see any ballista up there.
So there's a balcony to our east. Is there a balcony on the
Nope.
west side also? So only on the west.
Yes, what somebody just drew is about accurate, yeah.
Okay. So, alright, we could get a couple ballistas up there. Like, I can easily Misty Step, Neil can fly up there. If we were to get overwhelmed and they were to get into the Great Hall, we could set up several ballistas aimed towards the hallway. We could even set a ballista or 3 over here, and we could pick them off as they come down this hallway. If it seemed overwhelming, we could then pull back to our secondary position out here, killing them as they come through the door. If that fails, we could then retreat up to the balcony. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. Think of it as
Fun work.
fantasy Space Invaders. Or it'd be more like Xenon, wouldn't it? Missile Command?
I was gonna say Xenon. I don't recognize, but I recognize Missile Command.
Yeah, Xenon was like pretty obscure. It was like you flew along and you had like this roller ball and you had to pick your targets and like you moved forward over this landscape at a set speed. And once you passed something, you lost the ability. It was kind of a niche, very 80s. I remember being a kid and playing it, and I didn't like it, but...
Okay, so Bugdog would agree with Rio or anybody that you can drag out some ballista with minimal difficulties. Especially like down here through the doors, you're looking at 1 ballista for every like 2 minutes, really. Like at 80 pounds each, Bugdog is no problem.
While Bugdog hauls the ballistas, I'll haul the ammo.
All right, and then do you want, like, where do you want the ballista set up to attack any theoretical ghouls that might, or anything that could be attacking you? Like, you want this...
We know where they'd be coming out of.
You want, like, a kill corridor here as they're coming through this double door?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So you want, like an arc of ballistas in, like, this area where they're all just shooting in here as soon as ghouls start to arrive?
Yeah, and would they be coming down the corridor from the north or over the rubble from the east?
You don't know yet. I mean, well, sorry. You know based on Neil's exploration, and if any of the rest of you have gone anywhere in here, you would see, as has been, as far as Neil went, which is like right here-ish, you would see a tunnel to the northeast and a tunnel to the southeast. But that's as far as anybody has explored, as far as I know.
So set them up in this doorway where the X is, 1 pointed northeast, 1 pointed southeast.
Okay. Is that what you would like? Is that what everybody has agreed you'd like to do?
If we had a 3rd one or a 4th one, set them up inside the double doors, figuring fire and then abandon them, pull back to the 2nd pair of ballistas.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple more ballista.
Yeah.
You can set up and rotate. This is what I've been doing while you've been talking.
We can fall back to the balcony to range from the balcony, like just with the. Well, I don't know how Rio would get up there, but
Yeah.
Neil can fly up there. Sarissa can Misty step up there.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think putting a couple in the hallway here to start with, set up a couple more, set one out here, just have various, and then just we have to get up, I think having a couple in here would be good. That way you could be reloading, and we could put a couple out here also. So if these ones are no longer functioning, we could have, 2, even 3. Because if you had one here, one here, one here, you can just man it, and while one's being reloaded, you have 2 other ones that are, locked and loaded.
All right, so here's what you guys have. You have 4 ballista, super easy to get to in this area. Super easy to pull out. 2 minutes each will get you over in this area, no problem. So 8 minutes total, 10 minutes, whatever. There.
How many were in that one room? Remember
There.
the room we went had all the ballista stacked in it with all the.
If you move the map more northward, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like a fuck ton. But they will need to be dragged through the doors and corridors.
That's fine.
So you're looking at like 5 minutes per extra ballista, over like more than the 4 you have now.
Think of it as setting up for fun. And I'm sure Bugdog will be like, Bugdog, we desperately need your help dragging these into position.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's going to be fun, Bugdog. We get to kill lots and lots of ghouls.
So far, it's been pretty boring, and doors and tables suck, apparently.
Yes, well, this will up the likelihood that you get to kill lots of bad guys and have fun doing it. Like a fantasy video game. I don't suppose you've ever been to a fair with a shooting gallery. No? That's alright. You're going to like it.
Over my head. Yeah, I know.
It's fun. You get to kill bad guys.
Alright, so y'all more or less have... You can copy and paste these ballista and put them where you want and rotate them how you want, and depending on how much time you want to spend, like an extra 5 minutes per ballista from these rooms. You can have upwards of 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 6 and 6. So like an additional 12 that you can place and rotate where you want them. You cannot shrink or enlarge the ballista. I have some issues. It's a tiny ballista.
I did that by accident.
I know.
I was trying to find the handle to rotate them.
It was funny, that's why. It was cute. Cute little ballista. Handheld ballista.
Yeah, I'm trying to point this one at 4 o'clock. And that one at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock is like that.
Okay, 2 o'clock.
Oh, I got my clocks wrong. So yeah, that's about 2.
Yeah. Sarissa's standing back and letting Rio do all the maths for getting these things lined up.
If you hold the control button while you're rotating them, it gives you more... Well, rotating and placing them, it gives you more leeway. You're not locked to squares and shit.
I assume we dragged a couple more. I put a couple more in the...
Up to you. You got 12 more aside from these 4. If you want to spend the time.
This one should be pointed at 12 o'clock to cover the corridor.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sarissa is all for setting up as many ballistas as possible, like almost a ridiculous amount. Overkill, if you will.
I assume this one you'd want at the proper angle to like shoot through this line, right? Kind of the same with all of them. I'm not gonna nitpick the fuck out of it. So like, if you say this guy is supposed to shoot through this line, we'll say it's fine.
Yeah.
This
Well,
guy is shooting.
Are these ballistas almost like, because you can either have the ones that are set up and straight, shoot one direction, or are they the kind that are more on a swivel where, you can move them along like almost like a little ratchet and lock them in place to change directions?
So, because of the way this entire fortress is set up, I don't believe they would have had the capability to rotate or tilt the upward or downward trajectory of the bolts either. So like they seem like they're supposed to shoot through this arrow slit and that's it. If you guys wanted to drag some back to camp and then build wheels and tilting ability, that'd be fine. It'd be doable with some money, but these ones, no.
Yeah.
You drag them, you put them where you want them to fire, and that's their direction. Unless you want to spend some time to move them with an action or whatever during combat. Also, I'm gonna amend something a little bit in your guys' favor. It will still take an action to load. It would still take an action to aim if you wanted to change where they're aiming now. But let's say one player can flip the switch or pull the lever or whatever it is on these ballista to fire, depending on how far away they are from each other. I can't see a reason why you couldn't unleash 3 of them in one round as long as they're within 10 feet of each other.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to say nay to that. So lever 2 or 1 2 and then move. Oh well, movement. Okay. It depends on how close they are to each other. If they're very close, 3 at most. If they are somewhat further from each other, maybe 2 at most. Y'all have the tools to move them where you want them, to create more, to rotate them, etc. I'm gonna pee again super quick.
Well, I assume we're gonna preload them all, so
Yeah.
they're all gonna be loaded.
Have them preloaded, and when one of them gets shot, we have one person that's the designated reload it.
Oh, I don't even think we're gonna need to reload them. We're just gonna get all our shots off, and then by that time,
Yep.
we'll be able to pick them off with our normal abilities at that point. Because
it should be fun.
loading them is a waste of a turn. I'd rather attack them with our turn.
Yeah,
if,
I think
if it gets to that point.
it should be fun. Like I said, shooting fish in a barrel. What do you think, Rio?
I've always preferred dynamiting fish in a barrel, but since dynamite doesn't exist here, this is the best equipment.
There's dynamite in D&D
But not here.
that you found.
Yeah, we're not
That-
gonna.
I don't know.
We don't. They are dwarves. I guess there's dynamite somewhere stored in this place.
Do I need to move any of these ballista? Because there's 2 set up here I don't know if that's where you want them. You have 9 more if you want Bugdog to drag them out and place them. It's up to you guys. You guys have found 20 ammo.
Let's put some more even further behind, like one here, one here.
Actually,
here. Let's just do complete overkill.
You guys have basically infinite ammo because every ballista in these like corridors to the north, like west and east here along this like entryway, all of them have 5 bolts each apparently. So you have a fuck ton of ammo.
Let's basically over-engineer this just for some fun. I see Neil grinning. And I'm sure Rio's giddy. Sorry, I'm eating while we... starving to death.
I can't see or hear your eating, so I have no problem.
Oh, good. Oh, my camera's off.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
No, I've been snacking on breakfast that I've had sitting here since 10 a.m.
Gross.
Nah, it's just Bob's 10-grain. Bob's Red Mill 10-grain cereal.
So to speed this along, do you guys need me to create some more ballista, aim them in certain directions? Do you need some help? Like, let me know.
I vote we put one here, and one here. Overkill. Complete overkill. And in fact, if we want, we could even stick one in the hallway right here. And one down here. Good times.
Sounds good.
Alright, let's spend
All right.
the time to do that.
So I'm imagining this one up here is pointing at the doorway.
Yes.
Same with the middle, pointing at the doorway. Same with this one, pointing at the doorway.
Yes.
And these two both also pointing at the doorway.
Yes.
Okay. Are these two just pointing straight, or are they pointing toward the corridor?
I vote we have the ones right here pointing straight, so if something makes it past the hallways, we can take them out here.
Okay.
Along this. And then these ones, if something gets to the door here, and then these ones, a fixed point. In fact, we should do like they did you see Kingdom of Heaven? Where he set up the white rocks facing him so he knew where the catapults would land. You know
Such
what I
a
mean?
good
So
movie.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
especially, like, the original one, I loved it, but did you see the director's cut when they put back in all the stuff?
Oh, yeah.
That one is just fucking phenomenal. So we can make a mark on the floor that, well, if they get to this spot, bang, bang, bang.
These aren't trebuchets. You're not going to need a mark on the floor for...
Well, yeah, but it just lets you know that once they get to this spot, instead of having to take chance, like, well, are they in the right spot? Make it just a little mark on the floor that you know if something gets to that point, your ballista's gonna hit them. They're it's straight dead ahead.
The thing that I think you know, but I just want to make sure that you know, is that these all have to be fired by a person. So it's going to be on your turn, firing them, unless you have readied, unless you're standing near them and you've readied some kind of an action to fire them under whatever condition you want, because I don't require that.
We could have somebody ready at these ones here. Because they're all within your movement.
Well,
have somebody ready right here, and
so
have somebody ready at these.
Here's what I'll say. I'll be gracious here. So if somebody wants to stand here, they can operate both of these with one readied action. Same with this. You're not technically allowed to move as part of your readied like action, so you could operate these two with one, but if you need to move to get from one to the other, you're only going to be able to do one with a readied action. Otherwise, on your turn, you can move and probably do two of these. So, like, you use a readied action to do this one, and on your turn, next turn, you could do this one and this one, kind of thing. On one turn, you could do this one and these two, or this one and these two. It's like 3 at most on one turn, and 2 at most if they're right next to each other on one readied, like, reaction action thing.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And then moving through / over a ballista is difficult terrain. So spend 10 instead of 5. Same, you could imagine, same for monsters trying to do it. Neil, you can fly over him, so no real problem. If the two of you, Rio and Sarissa, Bugdog would not be included in this, but if the two of you would like to try to, with either an athletics check or acrobatics, I would take either, like, vault over one of the ballista to not spend extra movement. You would run the risk of a bad athletics or acrobatics check, basically knocking you prone if you failed, but it's an option. Anywho.
All right. So what are our starting positions here? I assume I'm gonna go fly back there, get their attention, and then dash away. And you guys gonna take your positions where you're gonna man the ballista. How about Bugdog? Can Bugdog man the ballista back in the center of the room?
Are you asking me or?
I'll go wherever Rio thinks best, as he seems to be more tactical in situations like this.
Yeah, let's ask Bugdog to be on the standing by on the ones in the center of the room. Obviously, Bugdog, don't fire at us. Wait till we've already that we've run away.
Neil, I'm going to suggest you take the southern ballista that covers the northeast corridor as you retreat from taunting.
Okay.
I'll take the ballista covering the northern corridor and the southeast corridor. And Sarissa, if you could cover the two which are backups for the northeast and southeast corridor, that would be ideal. I'd like to see a little bit more aiming on those two. The top one should be aimed southeast, and the down the southeast corridor, and the bottom one should be aimed up the northeast corridor.
So you want Sarissa at this one and this one?
No, where your icon is right now.
Oh, yes. No.
I'll cover the two at the top.
Excellent.
You guys would also be smart enough to, not that I would have made this a problem, but you're smart enough to know that these two should probably be aimed like a tiny bit, like maybe you put a stone or two underneath the front of it to like raise the elevation a tiny bit to where they're not just going to hit the ballista in front of them. So, but they would hit anything that's like slightly taller than the ballista in this area or whatever. So these are raised. This one probably won't have an issue, but maybe it's raised like a tiny bit. These ones on the top and bottom, do you want them raised higher than, like, so they'll fire over these two? Or are these saved if, like, enemies get beyond these two into this area? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Like, these are raised, I think. It's up to you. They might not be. Maybe these are a second measure if these are breached.
I'm thinking that the ballista in the main hall are for if and when the ghouls get past this area.
Okay, so don't worry about aiming any of these up a little bit.
I wouldn't worry about the elevation on those.
Okay.
Right. Also, we might move this one and the one next to it back a little so we can slam those doors.
Sure, wherever you want to move them, whatever you want to do. I can rotate them as you need if that is difficult to do on your PC. No problem.
And last but not least, we shouldn't be wedded to the idea of using the ballista to defend ourselves. After all, we can always go up the north main corridor and run like hell.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can always do that.
But that does suggest another set in the north main corridor wouldn't be a bad idea. If 2 more are available.
You have
Let's set it up.
We got 10
4.
on the board now.
You have 10 on the board? Okay. So you had 4 plus 12. So, yeah, you have 6 more. If you want to do it.
Yeah.
So, like, where? Like,
Too many cooks will spoil the pot. Too many ballista.
No, never too many ballista.
Oh no. I think we're approaching too many.
No, there's never too many ballista.
Actually, you'd probably have
I'm hungry.
an additional 3 if you wanted them. So 3 more than I originally said. So 4 plus 12 plus 3 total. 19. If you want them. I know I'm ready to eat some food as well, but the big question is, we've been playing for almost 2 hours. We're about a minute from 2 hours now. The resulting combat could be long. So if we wanted to call it after all the ballista set up, or like leave the remaining ballista set up for the next session.
That kind of makes sense.
I assume this ballista that was copied would probably be up here somewhere. I'm okay with that. This short session is fine. It's any D&D is better than none. So.
Well, we can get it all set up like ridiculously.
Yeah.
Perfectly set up. Like
Sure.
over-engineered. And even though we don't need it, still make marks on the floor like we've measured it out. You know, just one of those. I don't know if you ever did it when you were a kid, but we used to play. We used to call it Vietnam. We would dig trenches. We'd get it all set up with GI Joes and just ridiculously over-engineer everything. And then within 5 minutes, like completely destroy everything. But we would spend an entire week getting everything set up. So,
as far as I know, this owlbear
terrible, but we would actually roll. We would Rochambeau for Who Gotta Be Charlie. And USA.
Yeah. Pretty, yeah. Or the Ruskies or whatever.
No. No, we always did. Just because, like, we didn't. Yeah, we were just kids, but
no Cold War, just Vietnam.
Yeah, just Vietnam, and then nobody cares. But my older cousin, who is significantly older, we were out there one day. We'd spent 4 days getting this ready. All of a sudden, you hear, "I am Godzilla!" Right? He's like 19 years. We're like 7, and he comes stomping the entire thing and destroyed it all. Get the head off our little GI Joes, dick.
I mean, you should have been prepared for Godzilla. Cause what were you thinking?
Right? And
yeah.
Like we were just kids. I just remember being like, stop. So yeah, Godzilla came through, bit the head off of little men. Yeah. Looking back, it was pretty hilarious.
As far as I'm aware, y'all should have access to this owlbear even if I'm not on it.
Yep.
But
well, you have to. So the if you log, if you can log into.
I'm gonna keep it open for the next like hour. So if you guys want to,
if you log out of it and you're not logged into Owlbear, you have to let people into the room. But if you have an Owlbear account and you're logged into Owlbear, you can get back in at any time.
So I'll leave it open for an hour. If y'all want to mess with it, like arranging the ballista, you're welcome to do that for the next hour. If you guys want to message me and I'm not like away from my computer at the time, you want me to open Owlbear so you can further tweak things over the course of the next week, just let me know, and if I'm at my computer, I'll open it. But for now, I guess we will end the session unless you guys have anything else you want to prepare in the next 40 minutes-ish. I got nowhere to be. I'm just doing video game stuff, so.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So, yeah, I think we should just get ridiculously over-prepared.
I think awesome. We're there, aren't we?
Yeah. All of the ghouls will come from this direction.
Right? Well, I do think Sarissa is going to be like, I think we should block off.
Yeah, you could close these doors.
Yeah, we can close them and seal them like we did earlier when we were trying to
chain them or whatever.
Yes, and
sure.
Also this one over here, just seal both doors.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
And so control the playing field.
All right. I believe that Rio, you got anything?
Nope.
All right.
I think I think we've shaped the battlefield about as good as we can.
There's been a lot of fucking shaping. It's exciting.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be one of those things where you're ridiculously overprepared, and it's like, yeah, right on.
I would say that all of these preparations would be get you guys roughly to like, let's just say 9:30 a.m.
Wow,
I know,
illustrious.
Right? Bugdog is strong. You're strong, especially with those ogre gloves. But even without them, you're probably strong enough. Okay, cool. So that's the end of session 25.
Awesome.
I will see y'all next time.
Sweet.
Cool.
Have a
game.
good night. Good game.
You too. All right, bye, guys.